We've got our GFL-1500 set up already. I've connected the red test lead to the positive bus bar, the black test lead to the negative bus bar, and the green test lead to the grounding bus bar. So let's talk about the fault function and where the signal goes depending on which option of the fault function I'm using. Fault function has two options. I can send the signal from positive to the ground or through the negative to the ground. And when I'm thinking about workflows, there's a couple of different steps I want to take. First one is the analyze mode. Run the analyze mode, see if you have a ground fault. If you do, then we can move into fault mode and start tracing it. The first step in fault mode is trying to identify which branch has the fault. I can do that in several different ways. I can use the receiver or I can use the current clamp. If I'm using the receiver, I'm going to need to isolate one side from all the strings. So here I've got fusing on the positive side. My fuses are currently inserted. I'm bust on the negative side. If I inject the signal onto the positive side, the signal is going to flow through all the positive strings. One of them is going to flow through the ground fault and back to the ground test lead. But the signal is also going through the strings that don't have the ground fault to the negative side and then back through the negative side of the string that has the ground fault. With the receiver, what that means is I'm going to see signal everywhere in the system, which isn't going to bring me to my ground fault. In order to find that ground fault effectively, I need to isolate one side of the strings, in this case the positive, by removing the positive fuses. Once I do that, if I remove those fuses and inject signal onto the positive bus, it's not going to go anywhere because the positive bus is no longer connected to the strings because I've removed those fuses. So I would need to change to the negative to ground option. Once I'm isolated on the positive side, when I inject that signal into the negative side, it's only going to go through the string that has the ground fault and to ground because there is no connection on the positive side. I can then take my receiver and I can use the receiver to go out into the array itself and follow to where the ground fault is located. It's a really good option if you have the ability to easily isolate one side of the conductor. If you have the option of transmitting on either the positive or negative, because you've got fuses on both sides, we recommend putting the trace signal on the side that has the highest voltage. So for example, if I'm in a 1,000-volt system and I have 100 volts to ground on the positive side and 900 volts to ground on the negative side, inject the signal on the negative side. If that were reversed and I had higher voltage on the positive side, inject the signal on the positive side. Just remember, whatever side you're injecting the signal on, remove the fuses on the opposite side. And of course, it's critical to take a current clamp and test for current before opening up any fuse holders to make sure there isn't current flowing through that circuit. Otherwise, it's a safety hazard for the technician and may cause damage to the fuse holder.